loved ones through digital methods is one way to maintain contact. Need help and support? Please contact us at the hotline 311 Psychosocial Support at 722-6575 or 518-4157. Brought to you by PAHO, the OACS Commission, and UNICEF.
I can't stay.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. It is Thursday, April 22nd, 2020. My name is Tresha Lionel, and it is a pleasure being here with you as it is every day when we have our conversations. For those of you listening to us on our radio partner station, welcome yet again to another show, and good morning to you. That's if you're listening to us on Hits FM 92.1 and 91.1. Also, if you are out there watching on your social media platforms, whichever one you prefer, I think we're on all of them, on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and of course on Facebook. Am I missing anything? Yeah, that's it. And of course, for those of you like my grandmother watching on television, hi mama, good morning to you watching on channel 124 on Flow, that is UTV Underground Television. We appreciate you joining us, and I have to say a special good morning to someone celebrating their birthday today. That is Anthony Jabatis of Cedar Heights. Your family wants you to have a great birthday, and they want you to know that they love you very, very much, and they wish you a lot more. Now, something came up today. We're seeing, of course, different politicians, ministers going about doing their media rounds, mostly on the UWP station, the Sky Network and the GVD TV one. But this time around, we're seeing that they're using the Blazing FM show, the Morning Heat, right, to really talk to, I guess, young people. I know that many young people listen to that show. That's with Franny and Scotty, and you know, Franny and Scotty never shy away from inviting them all over and just, you know, having a discussion on that. And today it was Dominic Fade's turn. But before we get into that, let's look at a post that he had a couple months ago, trying to, you know, let people know what's happening in the constituency under his leadership. Let's take a look at that image. It says here, today the old police station in Ancillary Village was demolished to make way for the construction of a mini hotel in Ancillary. 35 jobs will be created during the construction phase to transform Ancillary waterfront. The following will also be done: the beachfront restaurant in Ancillary, upgrade fish fry building, transform the village square, and upgrade of residential property in Ancillary, waterfront and Main Street. And of course, there's the Let's Keep Working. They want you to know that they are working, the United Workers' Party. And I think it would be remiss of me if we do not at least hear Fede out on what exactly are his plans. We've heard a lot of it. We've heard the village tourism, I think, for the past 4 years. Village tourism, village tourism, village tourism. And nothing happened until now, when we're seeing buildings, historical buildings being broken down, buildings that are as old as about 90, I'm hearing, you know, 100 years old, being broken down to make yet a mini hotel. We know that Fede, his history of Sandals and doing the PR, they have interviewed him as a PR person when he was a PR person at Sandals. He is now the Minister of Tourism, more than he is the Minister of Broadcasting and all the other portfolio that he holds. So we know that there is only one trick sort of thing going on, and that is tourism and building hotels and that sort of thing to Vegley people. But let's hear him today as he spoke with the host of the Morning Heat.
Lights, bringing you know, lights to the Roseville Valley for the first time in the history of a great cradle of sportsmen in that area. Uh, the
especially with parents getting back into their work and you know what the schedules have been like. I don't know why you didn't prioritize that before, but I think COVID really showed us that parents have needed that support. So I'm happy to know that the preschool will be able to accommodate such a large number of children.
120 students. And this is an area where you have high unemployment as well. So it is important that you have preschool education at a very affordable price for individuals. So this is what the project is going to do. The research has actually shown that when you don't go to preschool, you are less prepared for common entrance and less prepared for CXCs and university. So the most stimulus part of our brain is actually from the ages of 0 to 3. This is where we get our perspective in that period. So, you know, when we laugh at our kids and a lot of the things that they say and how fast they pick things up from us, they are really a sponge at that age, and they're learning such a great deal. So we have to be careful what we say around them. You can attest to that, right?
Right, I have a little one.
You have a little one, okay. And so, yeah, so basically, there's been a considerable amount of work in Ancillary, tremendous village, and such a great potential there for tourism. But you know, if you're going to develop an economy, you don't develop an economy by giving people short-term jobs only. You have to also think of a long-term opportunity for people to create jobs for them to go to every day. So the whole proposal behind the village tourism project is to turn Ancillary into not just a fishing village, but also a fishing village that also can attract yachts. So we're putting moorings. We have 20 moorings that are going to go into the waterfront so that the yachts can come and park. We are
Has that started, or that's something that you hope to do?
That's started.
Okay.
On the construction at present, sorry, is the Ancillary first hotel, mini hotel in Ancillary, and it's in the location of the old police station. We also have a restaurant. We've demolished the community center building, and construction of a restaurant has started on the waterfront. We are demolishing the old laundry and redoing the whole waterfront, putting beach bars, and really to give Ancillary that New Orleans kind of feel. We've already redone the main street. You should have seen
to
the
give
colors.
it a New Orleans kind of feel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But don't we love the
It's
nice
natural.
local
But that
cultural
is-
aspect of
But Ancillary is
what
on New Orleans.
St. Lucia is?
Why do we
Well,
why do we want
absolutely.
to bring in international aspects to the
I was only making an
No, I think you were
international
saying like the
comparison,
feel.
but-
Yeah, you were saying the feel.
No, I was just.
if we bring in New Orleans, you know that's going to be a problem.
No. It's just a comparison. So, I mean, if you look at what we've done on the main street, we've kept all the chapel houses. That's what village tourism is all
Yeah.
about. It's our authenticity, it's our St. Lucianness. So we've seen a lot of this already done. We are now painting up the waterfront, all the residential homes. We've done 26 homes on the main street as well. And we're doing another 20 at present on the waterfront. So the hotel is being built, the square is being upgraded, the restaurant is being built, and we're about to award a contract for construction to start on a new fish fry building. You would know that very well, going to the Ancillary Fish Fry. So when you come to the bayfront, the whole place is elevated, it's more inviting, you want to stay, and you know, you would have then enabled a lot of small businesses to come in and to thrive and to get it going. Naturally, already in Ancillary, there's a strip that's happening. We have, during the cruise season, a lot of the coastal buses will come and patronize the vendors. We've opened up the beach. It's called Toulager. It's the beach down at...
Because that's been another thing, the space, you know,
Yeah.
getting those large numbers in there. And when we hopefully do get lots of arrivals, and even St. Lucians flooding back into the communities when we're able to again.
Correct.
I think space has always been a thing, getting parking to go sit in areas or to stop
Correct.
and shop quickly. So that will be expanded.
Correct. Well, in terms of the beach or in terms of
The beach, where you're saying there'll be...
Well, what we've done is there were two little beaches that were side by side, and we did some excavation, and we've joined the two beaches together. So there's quite a lot
okay.
of space down at Toulager. and it's very nice. We opened up in 2019. We welcomed 10,000 visitors on the beach, just in its first season of operation. So it supported 24 jobs and 4 small businesses. But this is the way to go. It's to really take something that has been neglected and make something out of it. That's what our government has always been about, is not just to say, okay, well, here is a job, you're going to make $1,000 today, and then what do I do next week? It's consistently trying to, bit by bit, build a sustainable economy. We are working now with NFTO, playing a more influential role. I have a big agricultural constituency down in Millet. The Roseau Valley does provide about 35% of agriculture produce, to bananas more specifically, and I've been a big supporter of bananas, but that is led by my colleague Minister of Agriculture Ezekiel Joseph.
Okay.
What's taking place now, a lot of the farmers have not been paid for a while, and our government has just come in and we're making a couple $1 million available so we can pay our farmers who continue to hold this.
So yeah, it was a lot more promises being made. That's the time that things will be said, and we've heard of the village tourism for a while now, and now you're seeing some things being done, the destruction of historical buildings, but yet we're going to say that we want it to be village tourism. So you break down buildings that have been there for years, decades, and we talk of trying to maintain our Lucianness and be in village tourism and that sort of thing. And I think it is absurd, and it also speaks to a lack of creativity. Even when the ministers say, what they want Anse de Ray and the waterfront to look like New Orleans, and they want a New Orleans feel. I think it again speaks to what we're getting here, that throughout the country we're seeing people, make Viewfort Miami and bring skyscrapers and just put them on the beach, that sort of thing. There is no real thinking of what it is to take St. Lucian culture and to make it our own. When you're breaking down buildings and you're going to make another hotel, that means what? That the state is going to be running hotels now? I think if we're going to talk to people, the people that are out of jobs right now in your constituency, Fede, it would be better to create incentives and concessions if people want to, fix their house. To at least, if you're going to have village tourism, that they are included as well, and not just always servile sort of positions where I'm a maid and a butler and doing that sort of thing. Why is it never a part where the people in the community have a stake in that as well? And when you think of village tourism, it'll be easy to say, especially now, this big push for village tourism, when you can do anything. You can paint somebody's house, you can give plywood right now, you can do so many things and call it village tourism and say that you're helping, when we know that right now they need to give all what they can give in order to get votes at the moment. If we're going to be very, very, very honest, the past 4 years we've heard a lot about it being mentioned in budget and all sorts of things, but now alone we're seeing some of those things being said. And I think it's again an insult to St. Lucians to make these promises, to veglate people and at least show something and things breaking down. But it is not enough. And I do not think in the past 4 years, the way that you've neglected people in your constituency, that now with these grandiose plans and telling people, that it's going to be New Orleans and that sort of thing, it again speaks to, and for me, it's uncultured to go someplace. Okay, so you've been to New Orleans or whatever. I haven't. Okay, I haven't, and some people haven't. But you see that, and yes, it's beautiful. And you're not asking yourself, how have they made it that, they've taken their French history and made it something that can be marketed? Why not? Why always are we trying to stifle our culture and trying to put something in place of our own? Why break down buildings? Why do that? Why not make people part of your plans? And I looked to see what what the waterfront, some of the waterfronts in New Orleans, what inspired him so much. Let's take a picture and let me show you what I think Fede has in mind when he's looking at Anse de Ray. So this is only one of them. I guess they're one of the prettier ones that I saw. So I guess that's what he's looking at in making for ancillary. And I don't know people in that community whether they're impressed by it, whether they think of it as some other ploy, some other way of fooling people. But it's insane that we continue to have that sort of discussion, and I think maybe it worked for him the first time, making the promises, and Shastny and a lot of them, the promises and vegging people with the renderings and glossy renderings, but it remains to be seen whether people in that community will be fooled again. And I have to say that we are not listening to young people, especially in your area, your constituency, Fede. Your Pavlesa, listen to what they're asking you.
Things gonna be even more critical, and we're gonna need food, we're gonna need different things. So I don't know why they're still based on tourism. Tourism is gone. It's agriculture. They have to push agriculture. You understand?
If you could speak to the Prime Minister right now and he's watching this, what would you say?
Please don't put me on TV. Not keep TV in that spot.
Say we need a good fishing market in countries. Push the agriculture in, like farming.
I think because they should like at least create something for the young people, because there are people there who love gardening, who love the agriculture, but there's no means and support for them to go and do it. So, you know, at least something for the village, at least something for the community, something, you know, to get something going. But who knows? Hopefully it will happen.
How do you think Fede has done as a...
I don't know, I've never gone to him, because, you know...
No good. Zoom on me, no good. That one hasn't done nothing for countries. Nothing for countries. Yeah. That one hasn't done nothing for countries. And he knows that.
But he will be running again this year, and some works have started already, he said.
What work?
I don't know.
What has started?
There's no work.
Saidi.
There's no work, my lady, as you can see. There's no work in countries.
He has not
No
work,
work, my lady. He hasn't done nothing for countries.
Now, people know, and the elections coming, so they know it's young voters like yourself.
Yeah.
They will need, so they will come with more promises. What do you feel now that that's coming? The people coming
I will
around.
not vote for him. No, to tell you the truth, no. I will not even vote. To tell you the truth.
voting.
So these were just some of the people that I spoke with, being very honest, and I want to thank them again for speaking with me and always being very honest with me about their experiences. But you know, in all of that, you're going to get the promises of the different things. So when he says work has started, nothing has happened. Nothing has happened at all. And I think it continues to show how Fede and a lot of them will just continue. They'll go on stations and just lie. And if it's met with nothing, they'll just continue to lie, like we've seen the Prime Minister do in such a shameless way. And even when you speak of because the promises coming and big words and saying things and New Orleans and a health center, but what he will not say is that was already approved in 2016, which is it was to be sourced by the NIC, and now that we're in elections, is going to take it and make it his and say what he needs to say to try to get some votes. Again, so very shameless, but I think I've gotten tired of the politicians and the promises that will never come into fruition. And if they do, it'll only be for the people that support them and for nobody else. Because even in the way that he's thinking of doing this village tourism, it isn't for everyone. It will be run by the village councils, and when you change administrations, that too will change from red to yellow, so that will mean your supporters. But when you make it something that people in your community can invest in, you're making a change from within. And I think that is what is needed. But I think we also need to hear from the people themselves in ancillary, Fede. In all of what you're saying now, let's show what's kuma. So we'll hear the people speak on your representation of them.
So nothing really come.
Within a month and 2 weeks, you can't help nobody?
Bring food for the needy in ancillary. Because I was giving some relief there and I noticed people do some bad manners and they go with 3 bags, 4 bags, 2 bags. It wasn't looking good. The government need to help the people in ancillary.
That's the worst government we never have in 50 years. I'm 53 years old. That's the worst government we never have struggling.
That's a muffler boy. No business travel. It's just what we need right now. We just need a proper minister.
You have a mall hustling to buy food for your children, police still taking it. So what matters? What you want the people to do?
Well, we have to give them assistance. I don't know where you get the assistance, but you have to help them.
No, nothing.
Right now, we don't have work.
I haven't got nothing from NIC as yet. You understand? Nothing. I've been there and I haven't got nothing as yet. I told them my issue and nothing. You know, and that just upsets me. You understand? Because we put a man in place and the man not doing jack shit. You understand? And that upsets me, and not me alone. It upsets most of the nation. Because we see nothing is doing. It's just eating our money.
Misè ki an tou misè ikla. Se jen nan la ka just men an ti job yo tout kalia.
See all the people on the street? Look, they have the lady there doing a little popcorn there. And you know, she even hiding, she hiding her face. And you know, is that she have to do to pay? Yeah, to pay her bill. Yes. All the people on the block there, no working and slurry.
Government with taxpayers' money.
We don't have no work, we don't have nothing, and the government does not even nothing in an ancillary. Nothing. Not even the minister we see in an ancillary.
In my field, agriculture, I think they are doing a poor job, honestly.
I have to make sure to try and invest money in agriculture. When you talk about dashing, banana, we need them food because current thing going on, we still have import. We're doing a lot of importing. Where the money coming from?
Our crops are just falling because there's no water. We don't have money to put irrigation. So government should step in and help us there.
They're not helping the farmer. They're not giving the farmer nothing.
Government did not put anything in place for us. We selling weekly with no payments.
Jobs. Look, they have some factories up there. Open the factories. It could be plantain chips, banana pie, what they have to do. Do something for the people. On cigarette the people living. Cigarette and rum.
This man don't even manage this part of business. And the electricity to for him.
Chairman to give them doing gas and stuff to go to sea.
Sometimes when we go out there, them days the fish economy is scarce. We burn in gas, you know, and then sometimes when we come back in, there's nothing that they're making no cash. So at least we need a little relief from the gas.
First of all, the price of the fuel is a little too high.
When he's 70 years, like 74 years, it must shame me away.
The people are doing nothing, they're just there. There's people out there that are hardworking, you know, and right now the quarantine thing, you know, has made everything slow. Even on my end, I was working at the hotel, you know, and the hotel got closed, and right now the landlord is asking me for his house rent, and I haven't paid, I got afford, you understand, and he's putting much pressure on me. Now, I'm not the only one that's like that. There's many others, you understand, and the government not putting nothing in place. I'm not even seeing nothing he's doing. You understand? That man should put something in place for, you know, for us, because we're suffering out here.
Whether project, whether work, so we don't have nothing doing. Not at all.
Mr. Fede have to go and look for another way to survive, not in ancillary. Because they tell you we are going to have 2 ministers, Fede and Home and King. None of them. We're not seeing them.
How we could do so well, have so much growth before the COVID-19. That's what the Prime Minister said, of course. Something's wrong. And you mean to tell me it can take a month or 2 weeks yet? You can't sustain nothing for nobody? Something wrong somewhere.
Only one time they tell me, Mr. Since the virus passing, they saw Mr. coming and saying.
I see nothing that the government doing in the country.
No money. So what do I do? Where do I go from here?
Go and look for a place for him to go. Go and look for another place. Not in Anslurry again.
Anslurry, they don't do nothing in Anslurry. You're not doing nothing. You're not even seeing Fede.
You don't analyze it. You can't handle the matter. Just step down.
Ready for. He's ready for.
No hope. How there is any hope for him? You have a hope to give. If you have a hope to give, well, you give him. But there is no hope for him.
For me, if you want to argue, no pas un an encore. Si il passe à vivre ça, ça les affecte. Quand même d'abord, ça légal. En légal. Racontez-vous du bail la bois, tête la bois. Qui sort gagnant là. En légal. Depuis moi, je fais ma misère.
Tell Shaste, put water for the people in Ansari.
We have a gutter there by the drill. He said we'll fix up the drill, and up to now we're not doing nothing with the drill. And they give me their friends work.
We're still waiting.
They're not doing nothing for nobody in Anslurry. They have food giving, only for Flambeau they giving the food. They have person, his name is on the list to give food, and the rest of the people don't have nothing to get.
I would rate him 4%.
They're giving their friends, but you are not in it.
What has he done for us? He has done nothing for us. I spoke to one of his guys to come and fix up that road up to a day like today. It's a farming road. Up to a day like today. It's every day he'll call me back, he'll call me back, he'll call us back. Up to now, nothing.
Because he's Fede and I'm Fede. I'm in his office many times and asking for help. And he gave me a phone number, and when I call that number just ringing, and nobody, no message, nothing, no response, nothing, you know. I've been going to his office and that guy is just bluffing people.
Fede? We're not even seeing Fede. I'm not even seeing. I was working nice. And he said he was going to give us back our job and take it back. Nothing else. Not doing nothing.
I do not take lightly people's experiences. So when people trust you enough to tell you what they're thinking, how they're feeling. We've heard people say that they don't know how they're paying rent. We've heard a man say that he's been trying to call Fede. And that video, for those who need to know, was made 6 months ago. And the one before that with the young people saying that they needed more focus being put on agriculture and that sort of thing, that was done a month ago. So what you're seeing there really is the neglect that we're seeing, that there is a consistency in how Fede has dealt with that community. And we'll go one more. We will go one more with the latest interview that I've had with an elderly gentleman, I think too, about a month ago, clearly saying the same thing. And I know for some of you, you might not want to see it. You might not want to hear it. It might be difficult for you to witness, but it is even more so for those experiencing it. And if I have this platform in order to let people have a way to share their concerns, to share their frustrations, I am going to do it. But more than that, there are young people too that I've spoken with recently who they see no other way but to just continue in the same vein. And I don't know whether you understand what it is to feel hopeless or to not see any, light at the end of the tunnel, and you just don't know what else to do. But there are some people, I think, some young people too, that inspire, that continue to inspire, that continue to do what they have to do, and they're not relying on government. All they're asking for is equality and opportunity, and they will do the rest. They will do the hard work. But when you have the resources, when you have the power, when you've been in there for 5 years and see nothing, you say village tourism for about 4 years, like Apoezan, say moi qui a passé la 6 mois après au fin fait à cause café tellement bagay. That is not the way. There are people who even now today, if we going there, for those who are looking to see the videos, we can go there today and you will still get the same thing. See at 572-7588 later on in the show. And I say all this to say that there are some people who just need the opportunity. And I met one young man just fresh out of school who decided to speak with me. And we could see there that there are some people who experience illusion a different way. So for those of us who like the idea of, a hotel and you can maybe be a maid, you can do whatever, but there is no real upward mobility. There is a glass ceiling on you. That is not what I want. That is not what I want. I don't think that's what my friends want. That's not what young people want. That's not what parents want for their children either. We need more. And not because Anslery and Canary, some people say it's the poorest place in the country, that we have to allow somebody to come there once again and neglect the area in such a way and try to fool people with more promises that won't take them anywhere. We are going to see people being paid once more for their vote. We have heard Fede have conversations with Saya about, you're going to get the money and don't worry about that sort of thing. And I saw that when I heard that, you could see that the Belrose doctrine is not just relegated to her either. This is a universal concept for the United Workers' Party, and it is wrong. Let's listen to the young man I told you who really did show me some positive vibes and he inspired me. That is some of the people that we should be working towards. Young fisherman, tell me what you're doing there.
I just cut in something to put on my boat so the sun will not crack it.
Okay, and why you decide to go into fishing? And you're I think the youngest fisherman I ever seen in my life. Turn around,
Well, my father have a boat. That's what my father doing. So I leave school already, so I have to help him. Yeah. I have to do something.
Food for the shelter. You need a fish market there.
And how you find like things moving as you're helping your father? He needs the help right now?
Yeah, well things going okay, but we're in the market to try and sell our fish. Because not every day we have to go to Soufre or Castries.
How old are you? Can I ask that?
17.
And when you say you left school and everything, is that what you wanted to do? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, no, not that I really wanted to do, but I do have a choice right now.
What do you want to do?
I wanted to do a chef, but I do have a choice.
And there are so many other young people like him, there's nothing to do, so you go into the family business and you help your father as he goes to fish and do whatever, but you have the dream of becoming a chef. Where are the real opportunities? Not what we're putting out there for you to spend another 5 years for you to get back in power, come $1 million, not that. The real opportunities for people. And when there are people who have had to fend for themselves without any thought to even ask Fede for anything. And in fact, people are even seeing Fede Sanaton, Fede paying rent for 2 young women in the community, and that's all. Fede doesn't come and check nobody. Fede doesn't do anything except sometimes I think once in a while he plays, what is it, cricket or football by a little field. I think that is the extent of the sort of interaction that he has with people in the community. And I'm saying that young people in that community, older people, unemployed people seated right there. And we don't really remember Anslery and Canaries if we're going to be quite honest with ourselves. But they deserve better. And you, Fede, you're not it. And I'm telling you, and I've said that before on the show, that I think you are a failed broadcasting minister. I have said it. I have seen myself, we've seen right there on camera me being attacked by United Workers' Party supporters, 2-3 times, different occasions. We've seen Janica Simon, the way that she's been disrespected by the Prime Minister. The latest one was Stanley, Riani, Miguel, everybody. And not once has this minister, so-called Minister of Broadcasting, said anything with regard to that, if not to just kiss more ass of Shasley and say nothing with any real bearing. So yes, on the ancillary side, they'll deal with you, I hope, accordingly. On my side, and I just speak for me, you are a failed broadcasting minister as well. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
I can't stay.
UTV. I know you got it. If you identify with the most pulsating, the most riveting, the most eye-capturing UTV. To advertise with UTV, dial 484-7588 or 572-7588. For some of the most competitive rates, amazing programming, and bang for your buck. The most popular streaming channel, UTV 124 on Facebook. Get it now. Check us out on Instagram at UTV 124. Email us utvslu@gmail.com. UTV. It's not just for me. It's definitely TV for you.
Available at Red Dot in Grosile and Susie's Varieties in Bois de Wange and Vieux-Fort.
Hello, what's really good is yours truly, Barry App, representing for UTV, channel 124. Why?
I can't stay.
Welcome back, and thank you very, very much for staying with us. If you are listening to us on radio, if you are watching us on television, and of course, if you are there on the social media platforms, we appreciate you looking. And as we go into another topic of what do you expect? You know, there's nothing else I think that deserves more discussion than what we're seeing now. Every single day, it seems people are even more adamant about, you know, wanting to call the elections. People are saying they're ready. That sort of thing. So we will start there. People are claiming that they're confident of the chances of the United Workers' Party winning, and others are saying no, that'll not be, and by what and how much and how many seats it'll be won. But I think there is a part of us, and we are nothing if not very, very honest on this show. A certain level, a cultural thing maybe it is, where we talk about supernatural things in the politics and the voodoo and the bagay gaji. So we're going to take a look at that. I know that there's at least a couple minutes, as we've heard the Minister of Health say, you know, why do you need to be out at 9 if you know, only witches that is be out at that time? And we've also heard Fortuna say things of the sort, or, you know, wickedness and that sort of thing. So we've heard that sort of language before, I think, and that intrigues me, that interests me. What's going on with that? We'll take a look at this video and we'll have a discussion after.
That's the devil.
Well, we all are political. We are the best person to be political, because in true speaking, we are the ones supposed to lead the country. I'm a Vana Pastra, Brahmin, they are the ones supposed to lead. They are the ones supposed to tell you which is right and which is wrong. Advisor. The head of the state supposed to take advice from us.
My grandfather by father's side, that's Albert Sukwa, he was kind of a mysterious person from what we understood. Yeah. He was very strict, a man of his word. Whatever he said, he stood by it. So, and they seem to have practiced a lot of, I don't know whether it's voodoo or whether, I wouldn't even say, because it's not witchcraft as such, but they had certain powers and they had certain connections with the spirits that they could have accomplished certain tasks.
He came back, I told him, yes, you'll win it.
Chief for Castries Southeast, Guy Joseph, has predicted that the United Workers' Party will be re-elected into office. But not only that, Joseph is sure that 5 more seats will be added to their wins. He made the predictions Monday evening.
The parliamentary representative for Castries Southeast is expressing confidence in the work that the UWP administration has done and is predicting that the party will return to office. Joseph, during his Monday night program, spoke of the work that he has and continues to undertake in his constituency. Joseph is predicting that he will receive more votes in his constituency based on discussions with the residents.
I'm not saying this out of to make the Labour Party look bad or anything. I go throughout the community, and key supporters of the Labour Party have come in and said to me, look here, this time around we are going to support you. And they didn't say they're going to support me because they want a favor or they want a benefit. They are just happy with the work that we have done in the constituency.
Yes. Joseph predicts that the first seat to be won during the upcoming general election is the Castries South seat, currently held by Dr. Ernest Hilaire.
I am telling you, as a boundary constituency, the number of people who have come to me and said that, look here, this time Castries South is coming home.
That is for sure.
To the United Workers' Party. And from all indications, there are surprises in politics. The surprise would be if we don't win that seat.
I believe
the surprise is not if we win it. The surprise is if we don't win.
I agree.
And I said it on your program. And I said it in, I'm not sure if it's on your program. I said it in Parliament. I believe, I am 100% convinced that 5 of the Labour Party seats are in contention to be won by the United Workers' Party.
How do you feel about that, hearing Guy Joseph say that he is very confident that the United Workers' Party will win, and he even knows by the number how many seats they will win by? But, you know, people will say these things. But it interested me to see, you know, Guy Joseph speak of his family relations and family history, and speak of voodoo, and you know, his grandfather, whatever that was involved. And I think we are ready to have a discussion on whether there really is an aspect of dark magic. I don't know. I feel like I'm in an African movie right now, but somehow they're trying to find a way to make sure that they win at any cost. We're going to open the lines at 572-7588. You will let me know what that is. And I think I've heard that discussion before, that it really is a thing that you know, you've seen it last elections, and people have to, I don't know, but I do think that it does take some discussion for us to get there and have a real honest analysis, I think, on our culture and what it means for us, especially with people who are desperate to win an election at any cost, because that is a belief system, I think. Let's take the call. Good morning.
Good morning, Tresha. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to say happy belated, but at the same time, I think you should just call it birthday week.
Because I think so, you know. I think so.
You're loved, appreciated, and I'm glad to see people are bestowing that on you. Well deserved.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Great topics today. I think continue pressing on that, Dominic, Fede, and the others. But I want to call and just provide voice to not the voiceless, but those on the issue around marijuana and the decriminalization there. I mean, it's been raised. They're going to put legislation, some apparatus to manage what this looks like. So I think we'll have huge challenges, because on the one hand, it could destabilize the poor, or persons who have a hustle, or people who have been thriving within this in sort of what we call the black current market. That's one issue. I want to talk to the government in power right now and their disgusting policy, in that they could have shown good faith from last year. They know they're going to decriminalize this. They know this is no longer in any way illegal in any stretch of the imagination. Release people from bodily. the youth, the young men and women there that are paying the price for what now St. Lucians feel is okay and not illegal, have been forced to stay over a number of months or a year during COVID, so much so some of them got COVID, are now suffering from respiratory issues, and a show of hand to say those who have been on remand, the individuals who have for possession of small amounts of marijuana should have been released as a show of good faith. But the disgusting government we have, the cabal, the fraudsters, the corruptive individuals there have done nothing to show in good faith to the youth, to the men and women who have suffered under the criminalization of marijuana. Let them out. They've done nothing, Tresha. And we need to remember that when we go to the polls. They continue to criminalize and position us as second-class citizens and force us into a corner because they want to benefit on the one hand with their friends, family, and foreigners and put us under the ground, okay? And we need to change that at the polls. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Enjoy your day. Let's take that other call that we have there. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Trisha.
Good morning. Yes, miss, go on.
I'm calling from the community of Ancillary.
Yes.
And I've stood and watched the tourists pass and take pictures of those old houses that are on the waterfront. So you know what? We don't need a New Orleans in Ancillary. Okay? And if Guy Joseph, if he is so certain about winning 16 one seat, I feel they should call the elections and let St. Lucians decide. Okay?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. I know that some people will say, you know what, that these are older videos, but like I've said, these things that we're looking at, these are people's lives, and I think there needs to be a certain respect to pay to that. And it's not, you know, if it was how long ago or whether it's recent. It continues to happen, and what we are showing here is really how it hasn't changed, a neglect in Ancillary. And I'm glad that the caller shared with us, you know, the way that tourists look at these historical buildings, and it really shows that, you know, you're uncultured if you do not see value in it. And it's not, like I've said before, it's not the nice dinners and the caviar and going to places, New Orleans, and you traveled. You are still uncultured if you haven't yet understood that there is a solution culture that, you know, you could really go delve into and represent when you're trying to change a community. All what I'm seeing there in the DSH and trying to horse racing, and that's ridiculous. Let's take that call. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning,
Trisha?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Trisha, I'm Robert from England, and I'm just listening to your show. You know. Hello.
Yes, I'm right there with you. Thank you for watching from wherever you are.
Yeah, I heard you Ancillary, and you know, I find it very heartbroken to see Dominic Fede just coming now to a health center and taking picture and show people a health center and what they're doing, and they pin the whole village. You know. These people, they have let canneries, Ancillary, Jackmel, Millet, you know, Monciso, they have left everything down. And now, as election, this guy is coming and talk all his bullshit, you know, and coming and say to people, well, look at what they do. Look, they have the old police station in Ancillary. Why can't they bought that place and do a housing scheme there for the people? It is the same crap all the time. And how can we go forward? We can't go forward with a government like that. This is just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
You know what I mean? Just come and lie upon lie and upon lie. Ancillary people, we are, you know, I'm from Ancillary, and it's hurting me to see the same thing. I left Ancillary. The young guys, they're still sitting on the step. Nothing is going through.
And the thing is, I don't think it's for any, thank you very much, caller. I do not think it's for any lack of trying on many of the, you know, the citizens. They trying, the hustle, people take to the road now and just trying to sell anything that they have. You can see people they're not begging, they're not asking for anything. They're just saying to just give them equal opportunity and they will do the rest. The fishermen want to work. But if there's not a fishing complex, if there's no place to have their fish, if they have to come all the way to Castries or all the way over to Soufre to look for fuel for their boats, I mean, it's not right. People are willing to work, and I hate that sort of saying that the United Workers' Party has, that they will teach a man to fish and they won't, give things freely, that sort of thing. It's dangerous, and the way that people are being treated, it's criminal as well. Good morning.
Yo, Tresha Saudia.
Malai.
Lagachebe. Well, so to buy bombo.
Yes, yeah, I'm okay.
Moi, kule hadlaunia, kule sa relika mene belto de rosa.
No, you'll have to stop, You'll have to stop, or else the show will have to go on another 30 minutes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Anyway, moi just ka kuye pour do bon travail au café man. Et moi me nature uni about to akwed uni radicalness about man. Ça bon. Nous vous simpli moun kon pour faire travail là pour dossier voilà man. Déjà là pour nous faire comme c'est pour ça là parce que yo ka pour nous cette lycéen vi pas picho. Déjà là pour nous du bout pour ça nous quoi qui bon. À nous du bout pas pour nous mais pour ces générations qui déa ka venir là parce que toutes ces dettes ça yo ka quitter là c'est yo ka une payer. So à nous du bout pour nous pour libérer cette lycée from ces moun ça là. Anyway, ni a bonne journée.
Merci, Appeal. Thank you. I think with everything being there are some people who are averse to truth and they do not care, like, who am I? And you cannot argue with certain people. Like, Silana's son hot go ring the bell every while. Who am I to have a conversation, an argument with that? I'm not speaking to people who have already formed the decision. They do not want to hear right or wrong. They have already made the decision to be the house slave that they are. I am speaking to the people, especially like, that young individual that wants to be a fisherman and wants to be a chef. I am saying that, yes, I know what it is to be unemployed and we deserve more. I know what it is to work when there is merit, where people are awarded on their work. Without that, there's a disintegration of society and all the principles and institutions. It cannot be right. So my foot mele ek yo pies. Let's take the call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Trisha. How do you do?
I'm okay.
I like your... Yeah. I call this one. I was passing by a white canteen by Babono bus stop there. And I overheard three of them inside the canteen saying, if Labour win, it's thief the thief. Volley. You guys volley election now. I want to know how he get it. The only people are saying they're going to win 16 seats, 17 seats is UWP. Guy had to go India. He say medicine for his wife, but more Zaplupo period than do there. That's why he said they're going to get 16. It seems it's obvious they want to state power.
No,
they want to state power, so they'll do anything.
I know of the anything, but the obvious, I want to know how it works. Like, Saudi Buffet, is there an egg? Is there a blood thing? What's going on? Massa,
they alone know what they do.
I only work with...
They alone know what they're going to do.
Huh?
I said they alone know what they're going to do.
Massava.
What do? And that insolent woman, Fortuna, and a prime minister, that says starve the people, and then go back and tell them, vote for me. If you vote for me, I'm going to give you this. That's nonsense. I hope East Castries and whoever are the other district reps for Labour, make sure them people don't vote for UWP at all. If you're in power, you starve me, and then come back and ask me to vote for you. What are you going to do? If you had the chance, you never take care of us. So what are you trying? If Lucian's put back UWP, St. Lucia going to have a depression with the way they borrowing.
We ain't in a
Even
depression
borrow
yet.
already. So they're so sure they're going to win, they borrow more. A dumb, lame brain prime minister with his rest of guys. Anyway, that's what I had to say then.
Call, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks. Let's take the other one. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Trisha.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Trisha. Like the minister from England, Dominic Fede is talking bullshit. Trisha, did you watch the Mr. Adrian Ogier's contribution to the Senate?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
I think we'll have to pick some points from that delivery and to kita se botai mana se book salad there se press abanu because honestly Tisha, when I am just now going and listen to it again. I felt if I was in the Senate, you know, I would have willed my time, yield my time to Adrian. I would just say hello and because definitely there was a point at in his delivery. Trisha, I actually crying. It was so sad. It's so solemn when Adrian speaks about activity things that can propel St. Lucians to build themselves. Well, I urge every St. Lucian, regardless of what side you on, I think it is wise to go back and listen to Mr. Ogier. And what burns me is that what came in after Mr. Ogier. First, a man to come and make such a great speech, and you had 14 years and them coming after him and that other man from Library. Wow, it tells you where we stand. Good day, Bishop.
Thank you very much, sir. And you are absolutely right. When I saw that presentation from Ogier, that it was riveting. Let's take another call. No, okay, we lost that one. Okay, so I think that in all of what we've seen here, and especially with the first segment, I am nothing if not honest with you about how I feel on certain matters. And like I said before, with Fede and the neglect that we've seen in his communities and the neglect that I have experienced in the broadcasting and in media, and my other colleagues as well who have sought some sort of redress have come to him asking for at least a statement, and he has been so just averse to saying anything that makes any sense. All he has to do, and I think him and the others, is just protect Shasney at all costs and say nothing bad, because we remember when Shasney snapped at him and tell him, you know, follow him, and it was strange. It was like I was embarrassed for him. Oh my God, I sound like Shasney now. I was ashamed for him for real, because how can somebody treat another man like that? I don't know how that happens. It was embarrassing to see. So let's take our final call, I think it is. Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
What's happening here? Good morning, miss.
Good morning.
Yes, mama. Go on.
Yeah. Trisha.
Yes, miss.
Good morning. How are you? You're looking so beautiful there in front of me on my television.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Let me tell you, our Bible is so true. Because my Bible tells me when wicked men rule, our people perish. And right now you could just see wicked men alone that rule in our nation. Wicked men. That's why our people are perishing. Our young children, everybody are perishing. And tell Guy Joseph, I say the nonsense he's saying there, he know that I'm making no sense. I know where that has come from. Sorry. But Guy Joseph know he owe us. I from Castries Southeast, and Guy Joseph know he owe us this road. So don't come and talk about because you make road. People saying they'll vote for you. Road, people eating road. The same way people not eating laptop, people not eating road. We're thankful for the road, but you had owe us that. That's my tax money. From the time I 18 years I working, that's my tax money. That gives me the road. So tell Guy Joseph, I say the 16-1 he's saying there, he ain't liar, but it's without giving them 16-1. He ain't lie. The 5 seats he's saying they're taking, without taking the 5 seats. Because Guy Joseph not making no sense. Every time he talk, he upset me. I'm from Castries South. Every time he talk, he upset me.
Why?
Because he's talking nonsense, he's talking foolishness, nothing that making sense. After he's an old bubble, it's nothing that making sense, thinking he can just come and fool people. I have voted for United Workers Party. I have voted for the SLP party. I don't watch on party. I watch what people do. Guy, and they're not doing nothing for the country. Nothing. All they're doing is just fooling the young people. And it's time for our young people to just stand up and let these people know enough is enough, because we need more young people to come and vote and tell these people enough is enough. We're tired of their bullshit. Because of their wickedness, that's why our country is perishing. Thank you, Trisha.
Before you leave, Miss, she's left? Well, with what we're hearing there, and I've seen that and I've heard that before, we know from the very onset, I've had interviews we've edited here of people who were once United Workers Party supporters saying that, you know, they voted for United Workers Party thinking, hoping for some sort of positive change, and all they're getting is a whole bunch of nothing and more corruption than anything else. And even when I was impressed with the callers who had that take and spoke to the Prime Minister directly on Timothy's show, and it was disappointing hearing the Prime Minister answer by saying, you know what, you're not really a United Workers Party supporter either. That's just an age-old trick where you're pretending to be a supporter when you're not. So these things, and we've heard that before, farmers and others who have voted United Workers Party who do not and will not vote for them this time around. They are completely disappointed in the way that things have been going on for the past 5 years. And, you know, that I think is interesting. So when Guy Joseph says that the SLP, people who voted SLP are now changing their minds and want to be UWP, that is very strange to me. And I think we'll end on the note of, okay, Guy is saying 16-1, but the Labour Party, they're saying, okay, if 16-1, call the elections, ring the bell, make something run. And that was coming from Ernest Hilaire. And we'll hear it as we end the show. But before we do, let me say, thank you very much for being here with us and having the discussions. I appreciate the calls. I appreciate the comments. I see them, a few of them at least. And all of you, anybody, whatever you support, I encourage you to please watch. Please let us know what you're thinking. And we will continue to, be unapologetic as we speak truth to power and to the people. Until I see you next time, which is 11 Sibodievle. Have a good one.
The St. Lucia Labour Party's Dr. Ernest Hilaire is over the he said, she said games allegedly being played by operatives of the United Workers Party, and is once again calling for a date to be set for the next general elections. The deputy leader of the SLP addressed the rumors swirling around, purporting that long-standing Castries Central hopeful Stanley Felix has crossed the floor and has now formed an allegiance with the UWP. On Wednesday, Dr. Hilaire said rather than focus on spreading lies, the government needs to do itself a favor and say when.
The UWP just that. They will say a lot of things about a lot of people. Call the elections. June 6th will be 5 years since we had elections. June 6th will be 5 years. Governments that take more than 5 years usually end up losing because they're hiding. So call the elections. If you believe Stanley has joined UWP, if you believe, according to Guy Joseph, they will win 3 more seats, starting with Castries South, call the elections. June the 6th will be 5 years since we had elections. Why do you, if you're so confident, why you want to go beyond the 6th of June? Call the elections.
According to Dr. Hilaire, with all that is being said and done by the UWP, the truth will only be revealed after the people have spoken, and so they need to step up and allow the people to do just that. He said he is not surprised by the rumors being spread.
That's typical of the United Workers Party, typical of them. So their big thing now is that Guy Joseph is all over the place saying that Castries South will be the first seat they will win. They will win 3 seats of the Labour Party. Talk. If you're so convinced you're going to win 3 seats of the Labour Party and Castries South is the first seat, call the elections. Call it. So I'm really not going to get into back and forth with Guy Joseph, whatnot. I mean, this is desperation at its best. And if he wants to think so, Guy Joseph, think so. I'm not going to take you on, whatnot. And Stanley Felix has joined Flabo as part of UWP. Think so, my brother. If that's what you believe, if that's what you want to say, go ahead. But just call the elections. Stop all the bravado, stop all the shenanigans. You believe you're winning, 14 seats, call the elections. As simple as that. Because you talk about surprises in politics, then you will see surprises. So I'm not, if he believes he win Kashmir South already, well, call the elections.
Legally, the government of St. Lucia has until September 2021 to hold the next general elections. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
I can't stay.